Hi, beautiful people. My name is Sabina. I spent 15 years working for big consulting firms, big financial institutions in big cities like Washington, D.C., New York City, a bit of consulting in Boston and Charlotte as well. So I built my career all around this concept of knowledge. I worked really hard, worked with super smart people, and it's been amazing, very challenging and exciting journey. But recently, in about a year, I've seen that exact skill that I built all my career around, the knowledge that used to be very, very expensive and very rare, to lose its value. And it's became not just rare, not inexpensive, not just affordable, it became pretty much free. Of course, the catalyst for this and what it is the AI revolution. AI made knowledge almost free. This video is about why I think knowledge is becoming almost free or free, and what I think will be valuable for the next decade or two. So let's back up a little bit and I'll tell you a bit of my personal story and how I arrived to the conclusion that I am leading to. As I started my career, I was fresh out of college, came from another country, so I was like a sponge. I was learning, I was listening, I was trying to prove myself as much as it's possible. Being a female, being a foreigner, having an accent and having appearance as I do, all of it presented a layer of challenges for me in a boys club in corporate. So as many females would do, I was trying to match the energy in the room. And guess what? Corporate America, large financial institutions, what was the energy? Masculine. It was mostly finance pro. It was the men club. It was mostly men. And since I worked in client technology and innovation solutions, I was always surrounded by executives, and most of them were men. So of course, naturally, I was suppressing everything that was not data-driven, anything emotional, anything of intuition. None of it I was willing or able to show. So I was making all my decisions, all my presentations, all my arguments, everything based on the facts, based on the data, based on the logic. And it worked out really well for me. I was getting awards, I was promoted, I was put in front of the clients because I was matching, and I was matching masculine energy, and I was mirroring the big man behavior in that room. So it was all great for for my income, for my credibility, for my circle. People always told me how great I am with the clients, how well I understand the business, how well I interact with the clients, how I bring value, how I make the money grow. So all of it was wonderful. However, I always felt that I was playing a game, that every time I go to work, I will put on this mask and it will be a different personality in front of everybody versus what I had inside. But I was like, well, it's bringing me money, it's I'm bringing value to the clients, and it's great. It's knowledge, it's data, all the decisions are made around data, so it was working out. So once AI came into place, into this field, I realized that all that knowledge that were talked about in those boardrooms, all those senior executives, what people paid big money for was the knowledge that they had that most people didn't. all of a sudden, all of it became free, readily available online. You can use Claude, ChatGPT, or any of your AI preferred platform. All of it you will get in seconds. I recently was part of a dinner, and there was a senior executive teams. We of course talked about AI, and one of them mentioned this was, huge fear in their eyes, saying that I can't believe, like I've built this wealth of knowledge of commercial banking. It's very complicated. Trust me, I know a bit of it. And they said that, like for 20 years, they've been learning this knowledge, guarding that knowledge, selling that knowledge, capitalizing on that knowledge. And now all of it is free. You can go to Claude, ask for the workflow, and it will just provide step by step with detailed explanation of each system, each step, each requirement. So all of a sudden, that knowledge is free. So now we're transitioning to the positive side and good solution to this kind of like a challenge that we in consulting and professional firms are all facing, is that what's left for us. If knowledge is free, how we're gonna make money, what will be valuable. And the last skill is creative intelligence. So there is a big debate online about it. Some people say, oh, AI isn't creative. Others are saying, no, it's more creative than human. But what I mean creative intelligence is keeping creativity human, keeping it unique, keeping it applicable and useful and positive for humanity. And then again, on this channel, we will explore tools and techniques, how to develop and expand your creative intelligence. Top 3 most valuable skills in the next decade or so will be nervous system regulation, intuition, and creative intelligence. Let's touch base on each of them briefly as we explore those concepts. So nervous system regulation, I think it's foundation for future and success of current generation and generations after us. Because of AI and technology, a lot of people either currently facing mental, emotional crisis or will face that at some point pretty soon. So being able to regulate your nervous system, know where to stop, when to start, will be crucial. And on this channel, I'm planning to share tools and techniques how to help yourself to regulate your nervous system. The next one is the intuition. I think it's my favorite one because I have pretty good intuition, but since I've been suppressing it for about 15 years in corporate, I started losing it. But I am glad through my practices, meditation, working with different experts, I realized the data is great and you have to have an intuition because data is not always right. I know it might be very scandalous belief, but trust me, you have to have intuition. And then, step 1, you regulate your nervous system. Once you have it done, you can actually trust your intuition. And we will talk again more about tools and skills, how to develop intuition and or sharpen your existing one. I'm very excited about building community and a toolkit to enable people reshape their future, and of course, stay true to yourself, stay true to being human, stay true to be a good person, and spread love and joy into this beautiful society. Sending love. See you soon. Bye.